We've got some 300,000 people on our voter rolls that we know shouldn't be on there legally.
Incoming Secretary of State Michael Adams knows the voter rolls have been the topic of lawsuits. As an election lawyer, he wants to help the Board of Elections clean up the voter rolls while navigating tricky legal waters.
There are some people that we can actually take off much more quickly than other people. There are some people that we can take off now. There are some people that we can take off after 2022, after that election.
He is also talking to state lawmakers about passing a law requiring voters to present an ID at the polls before they can cast a ballot. A previous voter ID law failed in 2018.
But it wasn't because the idea was unpopular. It was because it wasn't seen as a high priority. I think that's changed now because I ran on this issue. I was down 15 points 3 months before the election, and I made, in part, the election a referendum on this issue.
Both efforts are sure to meet resistance. The ACLU says ID requirements create an obstacle for voters.
Recently in Ohio, when they were doing a voting purge, they actually released the names of the people who were going to be purged, and there were many people who would have been inadvertently removed who absolutely should not have been removed.
But that's not going to dissuade Adams.
The left thinks that the right is stealing elections through voter suppression, and the right thinks that the left is stealing elections through the dead voting, through illegal immigrants voting. My job is to deal with both of those assumptions and lead dead on in the center.
Adams is scheduled to be sworn in.